Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another video. Before we get started, I would like to give a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, Vikings War of Clans. If you grew up on real-time strategy games back in the day like I did, I'm talking about Age of Empires, Command and Conquer, Civilization, you are gonna love Vikings. It's a lot like your old RTS games from back in the day, but they've just updated the graphics so they're much better and it's on a much bigger scale. One of the reasons why I like the game and I find it interesting is the adaptability of playstyle. If you're a diplomat, you can play the game that way, make friends with everyone. Or if you're a jerk like me, you can just kill everyone. Will your empire be an economic engine or an unstoppable horde of marauders? Knowing this audience, you guys will most likely go total war. Just like me. Right now, me and Vikings are giving away a new iPhone X and a MacBook Pro. If you would like to be eligible for this giveaway, go to the links down here in my description and download Vikings. If you want to be eligible for the iPhone X, upgrade your palace to level 5. Or if you want to be a real winner like myself, you can upgrade your palace as much as you possibly can by the end of the month. Come join us, the over 20 million players on Vikings, and make Vikings rule once again! Alright, let's get into the video. Today we're gonna take things a little easier. For those of you that have been around for a while or have been rummaging through some of my older videos, you may have come across the name Vilray. My apologies, I was always pronouncing it incorrectly. I thought it was Vilray, but it is Vilray. I looked at his Twitter. Vilray is amazing. In my opinion, one of the most underrated musicians in New York City. The guy is barely known on a world scale, you know, and the guy has so much passion and so much talent, so much natural talent. It's seriously criminal how few people know about him. Now, I would be more than happy to show you the video that I discovered him through and that many people have discovered him through, but the last time I did that, aka my top 10 video, the jerks who bought the rights to that video claimed the damn video, even though it fell completely under fair use. For the record, do not blame Vilray for that. He doesn't own that video. And even the person who uploaded it doesn't own it anymore either. He sold it off to a third party. Third party that does nothing but make money by claiming other people's videos when they try and re-upload their shit. They also happen to abuse copyright law by not heeding to fair use, but I digress. Vilray was part of a huge viral video. I don't know how many views it has now. It made it to the front page of Reddit, which was awesome. He and this guy who was playing upright bass were busking in a New York City subway. Vilray plays guitar and sings, and also whistles, by the way. These two guys are just busking. There's like 5 people standing there listening to him, and most people are just walking through, maybe toss like a buck or something, you know? And these guys are making absolutely beautiful music, doing a cover of a Slow Boat to China. And man, like it touches your soul. Ever since then, I have been following what he's been doing on YouTube, every once in a while peeking in, seeing what's happening as far as where he's playing shows, mostly in New York City. And I even purchased his album, which, by the way, there's gonna be a link to that down there. Go and buy the damn man's album. If you think I'm overstating just how awesome this guy is, let's watch some of his work. Now this is just Vilray himself doing Slow Boat to China, all by his lonesome, the song that brought him to prominence.
Like to get you on a slow boat to China.
Tell me your panties aren't fucking wet right now. First of all, if you haven't figured it out, first thing I noticed, he sounds a hell of a lot like Frank Sinatra. That in and of itself is like, oh, whoa. The dude is a master crooner. He definitely, you can tell he draws from the greats, man. Then as we're gonna see, he's actually a pretty damn good finger picker too. Now I haven't seen him shred anything. Mostly it's just been doing chord arrangements and doing a little bit of melodic lines in between, kind of passing tones, if you will. But it's so pretty, man. Like he just does it just feels so damn human. So real.
All to myself alone.
Okay, one quick complaint, but this was later addressed in other videos. In this particular video, one of the reasons why I hesitated to use it, he doesn't actually use a microphone. Whatever he's filming this on, I would assume a phone, it's just picking up audio just from that. But we will see how he upgrades his stuff later in the videos here.
Out on the briny
It just takes you to a simpler time, man. It just takes you back to when shit was a lot less complicated. Now, that in and of itself doesn't make him great. What makes him great is his freaking finesse. The guy just has a certain touch when he's singing and when he's strumming and plucking. Like, I don't know what it is. It's magical. It's legitimately magical. Doing a little bit of freeform, like, I don't think it's scat, but something like it. The whistle. Alright, so if you haven't been able to pick up on it, both his freeform and his whistling are improvised. And this whistling on this video is good, but dude, go to the original. I'll put a link to the original viral video down there and listen to his whistling solo, especially like he's piggybacking off of the stand-up bass player doing the whistling solo. Oh my lord, that was friggin' amazing. Let's move on to the next video. Playing a telly. Dude, I don't know how in the hell you can play a telly. Like, not that I can't play a telly, but of the one time I've actually gotten a chance to play a good Telecaster, it was like playing a frickin' block of wood. It sounded fantastic. The tone, excellent. And by the way, his tone, also excellent. But dear Lord, kill me as far as trying to play the damn thing smoothly. As we see here, Vilray has upgraded to getting himself a nice classic microphone and a pair of headphones so he can monitor himself. As we're going to continue to see throughout the video, this dude works with nothing but classic gear, at least as far as I've seen.
Just good luck, and good luck finding that, my friend. It runs out in the end, there's no true love.
Fuck you for being such a Debbie Downer, Vilray. God, I thought I was depressing shit. Now, if you haven't been able to tell yet, this is pop jazz, if you will, from like the 30s, 40s, and a little bit in the 50s. I hesitate to call it jazz. I mean, even though technically it is jazz, really a more accurate descriptor, in my opinion, would be calling this popular music. This is the stuff that everyone was listening to, the common man's music, if you will, back in the day. And one of the reasons why I want him to bring this back to us on a much larger scale than what he's currently doing is because there is so much that has been lost in that art form versus what we've got going on today. Oh my lord, at least in the pop music scene. Like, because it was so heavily influenced by jazz, you have a lot of major 6 chords, which are beautiful. They're like very pretty. You have a lot of dominant 7th chords, lots of dominant 7th chords, or even just minor 7th chords in general, not acting as a dominant. You also get your major 7ths, a lot more color in the chord itself, and helping shape the motion of how the notes transfer from one note to the next, building these interesting chords. It all around makes a more interesting composition to listen to. Our current composition nowadays has been so dumbed down, so frickin' dumbed down. It's basically just repeating 1 measure or 2 measure melodic lines over and over again, and it's not in the melody, it's on the instrument. Having a very basic 4 to the floor beat, a bass line that pretty much just holds down the bottom, and then soaring vocals that have rhythmically and melodically just been dumbed down to the same shit. Let's continue.
There's no true love.
Do it, Vilray. When he did that leap up to the high note where there was a big interval leap, like, oh, just like touched me right in the spine, dude. In a world full of auto-tunes and synthesizers and digital recording, so much natural analog passion, emotion, energy coming through that feels like a freaking human being. Like, oh my gosh, how refreshing. And I'm not saying that it's mind-blowingly amazing stuff on a revolutionary scale. It's all been done before. But at this rate, it's like a lost art that a lot of people can't reproduce, and the people that can, it's not financially worth them doing it. The closest that we got in current memory for me was like when Lady Gaga did that thing with Tony Bennett, and I would not consider that remotely like this. And I'm not saying all music should go back to being exactly like this, but trying to bring some human element back to it is so necessary right now. Everything has become so damn robotic. Let's move on to the next video. This is one of my personal favorites of his. And if you'll see, he purchased another microphone, which actually sounds freaking amazing. This is one of my personal favorites of his.
An old cowpoke went riding out one dark and windy day.
And if you'll see, he purchased another microphone, which actually sounds freaking amazing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what era it's from. All I know is it makes him sound like he legitimately hopped out of the 1940s. Like, holy crap. It's so old that it doesn't have a proper fixture to go onto his mic stand. He literally has to tie a little piece of string around it and hang it up like an ornament on a Christmas tree. And that's the thing that really blows me away, is like he gets all of this classic gear from back in the day, or buys a modern day equivalent that would do the job. Man, like it just sounds so authentic. Like if you didn't know that this guy was from the 2000s, you'd say that's from the 1930s.
Ghost riders in the sky.
Uh-oh, we got the boogie coming along. Real deal. I absolutely love him doing this little finger picking part. Might have listened to this a few hundred times.
On that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire, as they ride on, hear their cry.
You guys ready for this?
Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-oh.
Ah, beautiful. The song itself actually has some pretty cool words. It's like a down-to-earth country boy's way of describing this almost apocalyptic event in the sky. Basically saying, don't be a dick or else you're gonna be trapped in hell the rest of your life. I don't even know how much he really gives a damn about this song. I can see him reading the lyrics while he's sitting there singing the whole thing, and yet somehow is still emoting so well for the song. I mean, it's great. The guy really knows what the hell he's doing. Between the lyrics of the song and the way that he delivers the performance, both vocally and on the guitar, it just, I don't know, it just speaks to me, man. It feels like it fits. For something as epic as horses snorting fire and cowboys wrangling fucking demon bulls and all that stuff, man. I mean, the music doesn't seem like it would fit, but really, it does oddly. And then to the last one. Let me preface this video really quick. So for those of you not familiar with Rachel Price is a vocal prodigy. She sings for the group Lake Street Dive, who are really good, really good. Not exactly my style, but the talent is absolutely there. She and Vilray are pretty much kindred spirits, man. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about when I turn this on. Oh, and I'll tell you afterwards.
Two friends, two hearts.
My heart just melted.
But tonight was something new, and I know you felt it too, when we fell into the passion of a kiss.
Just, oh my gosh, the butteriness of their voices. Holy cow, so rich. And then coming through that classic gear is just like, whoa. If that doesn't melt you right away, I don't know what will. I don't frickin' know what will. The only way to describe it is classic and beautiful, and that goes for both of them, man. They both have such a natural beauty in their art form. It's amazing. I'm trying to play as little of these videos as possible because I want you guys to go to the damn links and go listen to them for yourselves. But for those of you that didn't know, that's an original of Vilray's. He wrote that all by himself. And actually, I guess wrote it for 2 parts. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's amazing. He wrote it for a freaking wedding. Dude's over here playing weddings. Playing friggin' weddings, man. This guy should be on tour selling out frickin' theaters, all right? I mean, granted, he's not gonna sell out Bridgestone Arena, you know, but the guy should be able to at least pack him into the Ryman. There's so much natural, awesome talent there. And maybe I'm doing a disservice to Vilray. Maybe he just doesn't want that scale of not success, but that scale of notoriety. Maybe he just wants to keep it simple. Maybe I'm being the jackass here. I feel like it would be doing the world an injustice if I didn't at least do everything in my power to tell them about your art, sir. There's something so charming, so... As I emailed him the other day, as I put in that email, the nuance in simplicity. There's so much nuance of articulation in both the playing and the voice that you don't really realize if you don't have a trained ear, but that your heart understands. And I mean, you guys know I love Dream Theater. You know I'm all wild and crazy about them. This is no freaking Dream Theater. This, as a matter of fact, you could absolutely say it's quite formulaic compositionally. But you also have to think about intent. These songs aren't meant to sell millions. These songs are meant to move people and just be dumb love songs. And that's totally fine. I feel a hell of a lot more moved by this song than I do by Grammy-winning 24 Karat Magic or 24 Karat Gold, or the frick it is, by Bruno Mars. And that's apparently the greatest song that year. Better than Story of OJ. Don't get me started. That song beats the piss out of just about every other song that was up for that category. But I digress again. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to go to the links in the description. I want you to give all of the love to Vilray, please. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Do whatever the hell you want. But honestly, I'd say you're probably a heartless prick if you don't understand. I'm also going to put a link to Vilray's Patreon page. If you are willing to, if you really believe in him the way that I believe in him, go support him on Patreon. Or if you don't want to do that, he has an album, buy the damn album, man. Go show the man some love. You know how many subscribers he has currently on YouTube? 4,000. I'm a jackass that sits here and talks about music and thinks he's all important and shit when he's really not. This guy is changing people's lives and making people's lives better by playing amazing music with just him and his guitar and his heart and his soul. He should have bare minimum 100,000 subscribers right now. He should be kicking my ass. So please, go show the man some love. And guys, do not forget to check out Vikings War of Clans. Please go to the link in my description, download the game, check it out for yourself, and you could possibly win an iPhone X or MacBook Pro. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!